Hey guys, welcome. Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have an amazing guest this morning, Miss Kaitlin from Breathless Vacations. Kaitlin, how are you this morning?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
So good. And you're a recent graduate of our Careers on Vacation program, correct?
Uh-huh.
Love it. Love it. So tell us a little bit, if you wouldn't mind for the audience's sake, where was your business before starting Careers on Vacation and where is your business now?
So I have always just done furniture sales. It's just kind of what I've done. I had a realization that I needed an at-home job. And so I kind of did some research and normal, like billing code, and I just
Nothing that lit your soul on fire there.
No, not at all. And so then I ran across a travel agent, and I dug into it, and I had no idea that you could do like a host agency. And then I signed up with them just kind of out of a whim and thought, oh, this completely makes sense because I have a dog that's named after Cabo San Luca. Like,
Oh, so cute.
it just made sense. And I love traveling, obviously. So I signed up, and then I came across you guys, and I had no idea what I was doing because I just signed up with a host agency. And I thought at first that you guys were a host agency, and I was like, crap, I made a mistake. I like them so much better. But then I realized what it was, the full-blown training. And so I started not knowing anything. I did some random social media posts, like no planning, just walking in the dark. So I have just started the journey with you guys.
I love that. And I love what you said because that's so many people, say, oh, let me just do this hosting thing and try to figure it out, right? So I want to dig into that a little bit more because we don't have that come up too much, but it's, what is that process like? Did it feel like overwhelming, or like when you were doing that before you found us, what did you feel like?
So when I signed up, at first there was the conversation of, okay, I really think I want to do this. Like, I could travel and I could be at home, and I could still, a goal was also to make more money than I currently was. So I figured, okay, I definitely can do all of those things. Check, check. But then, so I signed up. So it was an excitement feeling.
Yeah.
And then I got in and I was like, I don't know where to go from here. I don't, like, I know
some logins on, and then you're kind of
like I know a little bit about Facebook marketing, and that was it. I had tried a network marketing company like 5-6 years ago, and that's all I knew. So it was an exciting feeling, but once I started doing it and there were no results because I wasn't doing it at all correctly, then it was a crap feeling. What do I do now? And that's when I would just kind of Google or on YouTube, travel agent tips, and then constantly it was Cyndi. So I was like, okay, we
give away a lot of free information because that's part of our advocacy work. I'm glad that you found us that way.
Yes.
And that's part of the struggle that I see. So thank you for sharing that. I think that's one of those things where, like you said, I was walking in the dark, or I got excited and I signed up, and then it was like crickets, right? Like, where are the customers? And then there's a whole nother piece, like, how do you be a good travel agent? No one really teaches you that. Like, that's not a host job to do that. And that's where, we try to fill that gap. So I'm glad you found us. Yes, if this is your first show you've ever found, we are not a host. We work for our clients. So we work with Kaitlin to build her business, to educate her on how to be an agent and how to thrive in the industry in the least amount of time possible. So what would you say, Kaitlin, has been your biggest win or celebration since taking the program?
Probably just because at first it was slow moving. Like, once I got into the program, I was still super excited, and then there was this new life vest kind of feeling of, okay, now I'm back in it, like, here we go. So probably my biggest win was when we got into the marketing side. So when we got into the marketing side, well, I guess it's twofold. The marketing side, because then it was like, oh, okay, now I know, and people are liking, and getting in the group and actually contacting me, whether it was just to see what the heck I'm doing or for a vacation. That was a huge win of the realization, like, okay, this is working.
Yes, like leads are coming in. Yes.
And then yes, and then the next biggest, probably right on the same level, was actually making it a business. I didn't even think about, the name kind of came pretty quickly for me. It's a whole background on it, but that came, and then I had no idea, oh, I have to actually make this a business with a tax ID and everything. No idea. So once I got that, paid for that, and then they sent me the email, I was like, okay, this is real. That was a huge, huge win feeling for me.
That's amazing. So you have a real business on your hands.
Yes.
And I think the other piece of that too is like, this is where, when you're working under kind of like that hosting structure, they want you to stay forever. It's their business and they want you to stay in that nice little comfy environment. But your long-term plan should be, what's your business going to be, which is why we have you set it up the right way from the beginning, with all the checks and balances, with how you do your branding, with all the little pieces we pull together, because a host is always going to give you advice that is ultimately going to be in their best interest, right? From going through the program, when we work with you, it's more about what's the best thing for Kaitlin, right? Short term, it might be to host for a little bit, learn, do some of those pieces, but what's the long-term plan? So, and because the long-term plan ultimately to be independent and getting 100% of your commission, there are certain things you need to do up front, and you have those done now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So another thing in our program, Kaitlin, is we do a lot focused around mindset. Did the mindset work impact you, or how did it impact you as you went through the program, either in your business or in life?
It definitely did. So with what I did before and kind of when I started the program, sales wise, I was the teacher. Like, I taught people how to have the right mindset, and I taught people, like, you're going to get kicked in the teeth, but this is how you reset yourself and your mind and all of that. So it was odd because I could teach it and I could do it, but then there's this whole new terrifying but exciting deal that you're starting, and your brain psychs you out. It completely resets, as if I knew nothing, and I could teach little baby new people to do it, and all of a sudden it was a struggle for me. So
you were the new baby all of a sudden, right?
I was like, this doesn't feel right. Yeah. So it was great because you give, great tips about, writing certain affirmations down and reading them to yourself, even if you don't feel like it means anything at that time, it kind of resets your brain the correct way. Mm-hmm. So getting started, that's a lot of that's the very first thing that we go through. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, just follow the plan. Like, you got into the program, follow what she's saying. So, I did, and I did them. And at the very beginning, it didn't do too much until all the other stuff happened. And then it was so much weight, but then you already have that foundation starting that every day. So then it fully became impactful that way. And then on the life side, now I have this business and I can see it growing, and I can see it being something I can do full time and hopefully leave my job here in 6 months. And that will kind of mess your mind up too. That kind of anxious, like, I'm ready to go. I'm sick of this place. I don't want to be here.
Hurry up and wait. Yeah.
And so I've even had to resource back to that. With being at work now, that 9-to-5 deal just upset. So I've had okay, let me go back, and I have them on my phone and on little coasters. So I'll go to my phone and I read through them, just so I can kind of reset everything to get through it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a plan, that clarity. I think, the daily tools are awesome, because it kind of, and you do have to reset, because there's like life happens, right? Big stuff happens, little stuff happens, stuff that can throw you off your path, but it's having those tools to have that CEO mindset to get back on track. So I love that you're still using them. And I love that you have that 6-month goal kind of mapped out, and that's really what it's about. So that's amazing. Well, good. So take me back to the beginning when you found us, like when you were searching on YouTube and looking at the tips and things like that. Was it hard for you to jump into the program? What was that process like for you?
It was, because I've always been, and anyone that knows me knows this, I will try everything.
The DIYer. You're a DIYer.
I am, but I also have bought in on other stuff, like that network marketing I was talking about. I've done like stock market stuff. So I've bought programs before. And gotcha. So seeing yours, I'm like, okay, so at first, okay, does she just, she an influencer, like just post stuff about travel to help agents. And then at the end it was, I'm not selling you anything. These are just the free tips. And I was like, no, but there's something more. So then I researched it, and
how do I work for this lady?
Yes, I researched it, and I was like, okay, yep, there is the cost. There is a program. And so jumping into it was a little bit terrifying for me.
Yeah, especially if you've had past disappointments with stuff that doesn't work, right? I totally get that.
Like thousands of dollars gone. To where it makes you more skeptical. It makes you more weary. And that's what I was nervous of. I was like, okay, but if I'm going to do this, and so I did a lot of research, and there's no other program like this. I mean, even when you don't know what it is, you can tell just the front face of it's not the same.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have, with my job now, it's not that much, of income. And so, I just did a small loan, because I've been at my job for so long, I could do that, and invested it. And then it was like the best decision ever. I was like, okay, relief. This is
exactly when did you know it was the best decision ever?
When it was, I don't think it was quite marketing, but it was right after the mindset.
Module 1.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was right, like halfway through module 1 to 2 and 3, like right in there was when I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good. Like, this is, either way, I was determined to make this work, because it's the ultimate, like, financial and time freedom. Yeah. But it was a great relief that my mind was feeding the negative thoughts, and it was the real deal. So
yeah, and I love when people are skeptical. I want you guys to be skeptical, because you should do your due diligence. There's a lot of crappy stuff out there, right? After doing this for like 25 years, like, that's why we do so much advocacy stuff. We do free stuff, and you can only get so much from the free stuff, because it's like a million tidbits in a million places. This is the program that ties everything together, and where that really juicy stuff is once you get in there. But I want you guys to ask those questions. That's why we do the discovery call, right? So we can just learn about your goals, and if it's not a match to work together, we tell you, like, here, give you some tips and go, I don't think you're ready for it. Because we only work, as we only have a certain amount of people in the program at a time. So everybody gets that individual help and support and all that good stuff. So good. So what would you tell others who are sitting on the fence? What would you tell them if they're like in that spot where they're like, I know I need this, but I'm skeptical, or I don't know? What would you say to that person?
I would say it is beyond safe to make the jump. To just do it, because and there's people in the program that have been a travel agent for years, and either they don't know how to navigate this new online social media
marketplace.
All of that. Either that, or they just come to a standstill, or you're a brand new agent, like I was, and have no idea what the heck you're doing. Any of those, this feeds directly into. So this helps every single pinpoint from someone who has bought, not necessarily travel, but tons of random programs where they just sell you, and then it's nothing. This is not that. They don't sell you. Yes, there's a cost, because you're getting amazing content, But it's not a scheme. It's amazing. And I would probably, instead of looking at 6 months to leave my 9 to 5 deal, it would guarantee you be like 3 years.
Oh yeah. If you try to do it on your own, if you went with the original DIY approach, 100%.
There was no way. There would be absolutely no way. So yeah, if you're skeptical or iffy or nervous about it, just do it. It's 100% worth it.
Yeah, and that's normal, guys. Fearful but forward. You want to sit in crappy but comfortable, or fearful but forward and let's get some work done. And it's a meaty program. In fact, before we started recording, Kaitlin and I were talking, and we were talking about close rates and things like that. And I'm like, oh, we just updated our sales module. Did you see that? So Kaitlin's done with the program right now, but she still has full access to our membership site for the lifetime of the program. So she gets to, even if the modules change 2 years from now, she's going to get that. So that's another beautiful piece, because it's a lot of content, but having that accessible now. And guess what? Facebook changes, Instagram changes, YouTube changes, LinkedIn change. They all change every 5 minutes, right? So making sure you have the up-to-date information is so key. And I also love what you said about that, I'm sure that was reassuring when you got on that first mastermind call and you're like, wow, there's agents in here who've been agents for 10 years. And they're in this class, they're in this program because they are stuck with that whole marketing piece or learning or closing or all the different facets, right? And you get to learn, right? Because that's why we put it in a collective environment. If you're an experienced agent, by the way, you go on an experience track for the Careers on Vacation program. If you're brand new, like Kaitlin was, starting your business from scratch, then you go on our newbie track. So there's 2 different tracks based on, because the needs are a little bit different. So well, good, Kaitlin. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today. I'm so excited. I'm celebrating with you. I know you're already selling and booking and closing, and that is so amazing. You have this beautiful business now that is just growing, and you know how to pull those levers every single month. So guys, if you are in Kaitlin's shoes and you are either brand new and feeling stuck, or you haven't started yet and you want to do it the right way, or if you've been doing it for 10 years, but your leads are like crickets and you want to really get your marketing machine going, reach out to us, do the discovery call, just like Kaitlin did. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. You'll talk to one of the team members a little bit about your goals and see if the program is a match for you and if we can help you. So Kaitlin, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your time and sharing your amazing journey.
Oh, thank you so much.
And you're not going far. We're going to see you over in the grad group, right?
Yes.
You're already over there. I see you posting.
All the time.
All the time. I love it. Well, thank you. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.